I've been a student of the energy industry since my first run in politics in 2009, and I'm looking forward to continuing the great work that Premier Kenney has done on that, and also our energy industry. I think there is sort of a tendency to think now that I'm decided that I'm going to jump back into politics, seeking the leadership of the UCP, that this is just a continuation of my last political life. And I would encourage you not to think that way, because so much has changed since 2015. I'm sure none of you are the same person you were in 2015, and I'm not either. I'm a mainstream conservative. I've seen a lot of dialogue going on about whether we are going to be swinging to the left or swinging to the right. We're all Albertans. We all want the best for Alberta. And I think that you will find that my campaign is going to be centered around putting Alberta interests, and Albertans first. We need to stop dividing people along identity lines, vaxxed, unvaxxed, or any of the various identity politics that we've seen play out over the last couple of years. We are stronger, united. And I would say that that also holds for our conservative movement as well. It's very clear that Jim and I made a big error in how we tried to bring the conservative movement together. But part of the reason that I'm running for the United Conservative Party is that I think it's a bit of an academic discussion about what might have been the case when we were looking at the political landscape back in the election of 2015. I think it's very clear that today we're facing a formidable opposition in the legislature that is unified, and we cannot see a fracturing of the conservative movement along the lines of multiple different political parties. I've felt that when Jim and I made the decision that we did to join forces in 2015, I was cheering along Brian Jean and Jason Kenney as they did it appropriately and properly, consulting the grassroots. And I'm looking forward to making that same argument so that we can bring some folks back into the fold. I think that Todd Loewen and Drew Barnes would love to see them throw their name in the race for leadership in this UCP contest, so that we can start unifying the movement again, because there's going to be a lot of work. It's going to require all hands on deck. What I can't handle is the cancel culture. And that's what we've got to really push back against. The way I conducted myself on radio is the way I think that we should be seeing the media operate, that we should be prepared to listen to all voices. And we don't have to agree with all voices, but we've got to give everybody a hearing so that we can find out where the areas of common ground are and the areas of divide are. What I've observed over the last 2 years, unfortunately, is that there's only been one official version and one official view you can have on a whole range of issues. And what that is causing is greater polarization, is dividing a certain group of people to seek a confirmation bias in certain alternative media sources, and others to seek confirmation bias in other alternative media sources. I'd like to see the media return to the role that it had historically. I entered the media back in 1998. It was fair, accurate, and balanced. And that's part of the reason why I felt like I had to leave the airwaves a couple of years ago, is we're not seeing very much balance. I hope that in politics, sometimes what happens is political leadership can also lead to leadership more generally. And I'm hoping that we can get back to a more balanced discussion, because we have to stop talking past each other. We have to have forums where people can agree. I think Brian Mason used to say we can disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. And if we can get back to more of that, and I can be a voice in helping to foster that kind of understanding, I'm delighted to do so.